and thank you for being here and for making time to practice together today. As always, before we begin the teaching, please take a moment to set your motivation, um, develop your bodhicitta, love and compassion, benefit of all sentient beings. Yesterday we discussed, last night, the basic teachings of love and compassion. Good. Okay. Yep. So love is good.
Yes. That is good.
All right. Okay. As I said, love is a wish for all sentient beings to. There we go. To be happy. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
All right. Love is wish for all sentient beings to be happy, and then compassion is wish for others to free from suffering. As I said, together, these qualities, love and compassion, are the foundation for both our own inner peace and for helping others. In Buddhism, there are two stages of liberation, enlightenment, whatever you call it, relative and ultimate. Relative liberation involves cultivating genuine love and compassion, along with the strong desire to achieve enlightenment in order to benefit others, a relative enlightenment. Ultimate enlightenment is the complete realization of the nature of the mind. When you achieve this realization together with genuine love and kindness, the power of wisdom and compassion becomes sort of limitless. And once these two stages are fully achieved through your practice, meditation, you become an enlightened being. That's what they call it. However, to truly reach that state, enlightenment, the foundational practices are essential. You need to sort of cultivate love and compassion, discipline, um, contentment, wisdom, and so on in this lifetime. All of these practices share the um, same purpose, benefit, to help people become good human beings and lead a better life. That's the point. That's all that truly matters. I believe that without love and compassion, people with in sort of unhealthy mind can be very difficult, can be very scary. So to cultivate these qualities within your mind, meditation is essential. That's the only way to develop these qualities in your mind. Uh, However, it's not always easy, right? because we have this strong habitual patterns. That is why practice can sometimes feel very difficult. Um, but we can do it, and its purpose is to help transform those habits and teach you how to relax and peaceful, so that you have a better life. Therefore, practitioners need uh, patience, discipline. This too, That's why today we're going to talk about mindfulness and awareness. So, um, first of all, I think you need to understand that there are two important mental states. As I said, mindfulness and awareness. In Buddhism, uh, mindfulness is the practice of noticing without distraction or forgetfulness. Uh, bring your full attention to the present moment. Uh, Present moment, just right now. This is our life. And awareness, on the other hand, is about understanding and seeing clearly what you are experiencing in your mind. Uh, it helps you make a wise choice, and you act very skillfully with your awareness. So that's why these two also, mindfulness and awareness, are very essential, the foundation, right? So in this session, I will talk a little bit about mindfulness. Most of you know, and you have done so many times, meditate on mindfulness awareness. But if there are new people, then it's very important to understand um, what is mindfulness, right? Mindfulness involves really pay attention to the mind. Uh, the main focus of meditation or any activity you are engaged in. Um, and mindfulness uh, does not mean forgetting what you are doing. Rather, it is being fully aware of your body, your feelings, your thoughts, your action, etc. For example, when you meditate with this mindfulness, you must focus on the object, not forget it. It is the sort of energy of being fully aware of the present moment. Every step, every breath, is in you breathe in and out, in really an opportunity to return to freedom and peace if you sort of pay attention this present moment, this life. So mindfulness always bring concentration, and that concentration leads to insight. Do you know there's a great teacher, Thich said something like, when you drink your cup of tea very, very mindfully, with full attention and focus, even a simple cup of tea can become great joy. Um, I think this is very, very true, because when we drink something, we just don't really, our mind is all over, don't really, we're not there, we're not full attention and not mindful. So then it's just, um, we're not this sort of present moment. So um, just to keep that in mind. And usually when we have sort of, cup of tea or whatever, we're not fully aware of it, right? Our mind are often thinking about something else while we drink or eat, whatever. And that's why practice mindfulness is also essential. The Buddha said that when practice mindfulness, we can enjoy every moment of our daily life, every moment of our daily life. So when you are concentrated, you sort of sink deeply into the present moment, you know, and peace and joy become possible when you are mindful. Um, it's recording. But, we suffer because in everyday life we are often lost in the past or worried about future. So in those moments we are not truly living, right? Because our mind sort of chases after many things and we become disconnected from ourselves and from the present moment. And we are constantly unaware of what is really happening this present moment. So this lack of awareness and disconnection can cause everything to fall apart. But mindfulness, however, brings us back sort of home to the present moment where life is truly happening. And it allows us to treasure each moment. Um, that's the benefit. You know, it is a very simple practice that brings body and mind together. When body and mind are together, we are fully present, fully present. We are fully alive, right? Then peace and joy arise and become more stable with each moment. So we are no longer sort of dominated by our negative emotions and anxieties and so on and so forth. So when we experience, you know, anxiety, irritation, or anger, whatever, it's difficult to make good decisions. But when our mind is present and free, we think more clearly and then make better choices. That's really good for our life. That only happens when your mind is free from negative emotions. You can make better choice, better decisions. Um, and it is always better to make decision from a place of inner happiness than, if you make wrong choices, then, unhappiness. But when you are in the present moment, you are not controlled by um, emotions, right? So the moment you are fully present, you are separate from negative emotions. Um, But if you sort of cannot stop thinking, then you have no peace. But when you are deeply connected with the present moment, you experience joy, love, and understanding. That's why practice mindfulness is so important. Um, this is also, I think nothing has to do with religion. It's just about our life. So when you live your daily life in mindfulness and concentration, you are doing exactly in the same way the Buddha did. For example, when the Buddha was walking, um, he was fully present and not lost in thought. Um, if sort of he had been thinking, his thinking would have taken the experience of walking away from him, right? That's why whenever, like in the sutras, explains like how Buddha walked, how he ate, very like that's his main focus, like mindfulness and awareness. When mindfulness was alive in us, in Buddha, whatever, then Buddha was fully like himself, right? That's the light. And he could walk with peace and happiness, and every step was enjoyable. Um, but we think too much, too much. The more we think, the less aware we are of what is around us, because our mind is not fully here. Um, so our mind are sort of filled with distractions. If you think too much, um, and we lose the sort of ability to observe, enjoy the present moment, and truly sort of live our lives. Even if we want to enjoy the present moment, our mind does not allow us to enjoy. We say and do things we don't wish and intend, causing suffering for ourselves and others. But with mindfulness, we have the capacity to recognize the habitual sort of distractions. Intellectually, we may know that we should live in the present moment, but we often sort of lack the ability to be present, right? Because all this habit very strong. We always, we think too much. We're not fully aware of what is happening in each moment. That's why try to, we have to practice mindfulness. Through mindfulness meditation, we begin to connect with everything. So meditation is in Buddhism, practice of getting to know yourself by examining your personal experiences and your relationship, your personal relationship. That's it. That's all about meditation is, just basically getting to know yourself, your relationship, it is a process of mental training. Um, if you reflect deeply on your life in the present moment, you realize that this very moment, that means, between the past and the future, is the most important one we have, because that's real life, right? Um, because what we do with it and how we handle it all, uh, what truly matters, right? So we need to consider how to build a bridge between the sitting practice of meditation and applying mindfulness in everyday life through both, meditation and action. Um, Mindfulness, as I said, helps you develop positive mental habits that um, generate inner happiness, because it is very closely associated with the cultivation of peace and happiness. And through the practice of mindfulness, you can bring peace and joy into your life. Uh, uh, for example, when someone makes you angry, your mindfulness can help you avoid reacting too quickly, giving you the space to, pause before you responding. Without mindfulness, for example, someone makes you unhappy, angry, whatever, we just react too quickly, then the situation get worse. But with mindfulness, giving you the sort of space, to pause, okay, wait a minute, and then you just absorb what is going on. So that's very important in our day-to-day life. So the essence of mindfulness is being fully in touch with what is happening in your mind in present moment, your body, your mind, and environment around you, everything, Um, with mindfulness, um, the way you speak to others, uh, look at things, walk on the path, everything else, all your actions become very gentle and without any mistakes, because you are fully pay attention to these things, right? Um, that makes your mind and body both, like makes very gentle, very peaceful. Because we can see, like, somebody is mindful, we can see their action, the way they speak and walk and whatever, very peaceful, very gentle. But someone not with all these negative thoughts and distractions, then it's just not, it's difficult, right? So the opportunity to um, practice mindfulness is, again, you have to think about your life, which is now, this present moment. And if you act like that and be fully aware observe everything. The opportunity you have been sort of waiting for is right here in this present moment, no matter your circumstances. Um, and that opportunity is always available to you, right? But the truth is that you can't experience this kind of peace without applying self discipline and meditation. Um, so that's kind of like, very uh, basic sort of benefit, like meditate on mindfulness. Um, Now, you should also understand that mindfulness has three qualities. The first is familiarity, which develops when the mind becomes familiar with the object of meditation, whatever it may be, uh, by staying with the object long enough to understand it. The more familiar you become, the stronger your mindfulness grows. Um, you are then able to recognize your thoughts and let them go and return to the present and remain there. When you become truly familiar, your dualistic thoughts begin to dissolve and then the mind start to relax. That's the first sort of quality. Uh, then the second quality of mindfulness is ability to not forget. Not forget. As long as you can remember the object of meditation, uh, mindfulness is present. And in the first stage of meditation, you usually experience a lot of mental sort of movement, the distractions. But with familiarity and not forgetting, you develop a more continuous sense of where your mind is. Um, Not forget, right? The third quality of mindfulness is ability to stay with the object of whatever your object, of your meditation, your ability to stay with that. Um, when you focus on it, it remains your mind. The more you develop your ability to stay with the object meditation and hold the object of meditation, the more movements of your mind will calm and relax. You will know that, right? If you already like have you experience meditation like a mindfulness, you know these things. Um, Without the ability to focus on the object, you cannot hold it because lose it. In the beginning stages of meditation, it's very common to feel unable to hold the object, right, and maintain sort of focus. Whether it's the breath or a visualization or something else, whatever. But as with all your practice, um, this improves the more you practice, and over time you'll be able to maintain focus on your object of meditation for longer period of without getting distracted. That's why meditation is necessary. And now when you have these three qualities, is it just familiarity, not forgetting, and the ability to stay with the object, these three qualities, then you can truly say that you are mindful. So think about that: familiarity, not forgetting, the ability to stay with the object. If you don't have this kind of qualities, then you are not mindful. Now, the foundation of mindfulness practice is being mindful of mind itself. So, I will share with you a few methods and uh, stages for rest in the mind. Um, maybe um, I have lots of teachings on this, but maybe I will share again. The stages of meditation. The stages of meditation describe many levels of practice in Buddhism. For example, the teacher and student relationship is important. Uh, it is essential to give teachings like properly and let the students to practice properly. Um, that's very important. You should check for yourself how many days a week and how many sessions per day you meditate. Um, that's important because then you know what you're doing. Um, and how present was your mind during those sessions. It is important to pay attention to the stages of fundamentals of meditation. Um, these are important. Um, one key preparation for meditation is to let go of expectations for immediate results. That's very common in the West. Um, no expectations, just do it. Um, because Buddhist people when they meditate and they're thinking like, oh, I want to reach enlightenment. That's the expectation. That's the goal, which is good. But enlightenment doesn't come after just a week or month of practice. You know, therefore, uh, approach your meditation with patience, not expectation. That's important. You should also prepare your mind for the obstacles that will arise during meditation. No problem. Uh, you should expect many challenges due to these old habits. For example, if your meditation is not going well because of distractions, remind yourself that's okay. This is part of the process. That's why you are meditating. Um, you must be willing to go through the sort of entire process. If you do, things will improve. Um, if you don't lose confidence when your meditation does not go well, it will improve the next time. Confidence and self belief are essential in Buddhism, practice Buddhism. The more you develop them, the more capable you will be of handling any situation. If you are not patient, then you will lose your meditation. You might give up. It's difficult. I don't want to deal with this, you know. So that's why being patient is very important with your meditation. Confidence, true confidence arises from your understanding. The more you understand, the more confidence you can develop at each stage of path. That's why to study, to practice Buddhism is important, because without understand meditation, without understand the teachings, there's no confidence. So you have to study teachings and then put them into your practice. So this is kind of like, part of your preparation, something to establish in your mind before you begin to meditate. It's important because as long as hope and fear remain in your mind, they will sort of gives rise to all kinds of another emotions, right? If you are interested in meditation, it is important to understand these sort of preparations and these stages so that you will be able to do it properly. It doesn't mean your meditation was successful with this preparation, but it's good go through these stages. It's sort of methods, that helps your meditation slowly develop and properly. That's the first kind of stage, okay? The second stage is to implement your practice, that is, to apply mindfulness. Uh, no matter what kind of meditation you practice, you cannot do it without mindfulness. As I remember last night, we discussed about law of compassion. In order to meditate love and compassion, you need mindfulness, right? So mindfulness is the foundation. let's say you have both the mind and the object of your meditation, how will you keep them sort of connected? With mindfulness and awareness, you can bring the mind and object together, because mindfulness is keeping the mind in place, while awareness is observing what is happening. For example, mindfulness is focusing on the object, right? And when the mind wanders, awareness notice and brings the focus sort of back. So in this way, awareness helps you sort of continuously recognize and respond to distractions and helping you stay this present moment. Um, as a meditator, you need to understand all these stages, okay, in order to know how to improve your meditation. There are lots of other sort of, methods and, stages, but just I, mentioned, these kind of stages are necessary. Receive instructions properly, observe your life, not just only during the meditation, but also your daily life. Try to be mindful, because that keeps your actions, like positive. On top of that, remember love and compassion. Wow, then you have a great life. uh, I'm going to stop here, but the next session, I will guide you through three other important methods to support your meditation practice, as, especially if you want to focus mindfulness and concentration. Okay. Now we should meditate. Uh, I would like you to meditate on mindfulness by focus on your breath. Um, some people may not like focus on your breath, but you can pick any object, whatever you like. But most people, when you practice mindfulness as a beginner, focus on your breath is very simple but very profound. There are two things you need to focus on. First, as you breathe in, pay attention to your breath. Uh, this is sort of, part of the preparation for your meditation, and helps you bring your awareness back. So focus on your breath, then if you can, sort of pause for a moment. Um, Try to relax there and recognize the present moment. Notice any thoughts or distractions that arise in your mind, and then breathe out slowly. Um, let your thoughts and everything else go. Allow your breath and thoughts dissolve into that kind of state of relaxation. Uh, that means do not follow your distractions. Simply relax there and then sort of return, focus on the breath and do it again. Uh, it's just very simple. It's just to focus on your breath. That's all. Don't, as I said, no expectations like, okay, I'm meditating. What is the quality of this? Um, what is the benefit? Nothing like that. Just focus on your breath. Breathe in, breathe out. Then, you know, um, if thoughts and distractions arise, sort of do not react to them, you know. That means like do not follow them or reject them, you know. Simply just observe them and um, let them sort of come and going with your mindfulness. Um, but if you really just focus on your breath, there is no other thoughts and distractions. But if you lose focus on your breath, then for sure other thoughts and their distractions. So if that happens, just do not just let them, you know, dissolve and whatever, and be mindful. Um, the point of this meditation is to really bring a sense of relaxation into the present moment. This kind of combination of mindfulness and awareness meditation um, really brings your peace and relaxation. And the relaxation is the mindfulness, and the recognition is the awareness sort of practice. Do you understand the difference between mindfulness and awareness? So when you practice like mindfulness, you need both, you know, mindfulness and awareness. So maybe I'm just giving you too much sort of information, but simply just to focus on your breath.